What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't know, TubeBuddy is a free website that will help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. Thanks to them, some of my videos even show up as top results. Want to give them a try? Check the description below for the link. Today's product is VeGue's Boom Arm Stand VA10. So in the box we have this entire stand. As you can see, it's pretty large, so I wasn't able to get it all in frame, but I will be trying to scroll throughout so you can see it easily. But inside the box we have the boom arm, of course, which you can see all throughout here. And then we have the pop filter, which I've already attached here. We have a mic clip, which I've attached one of my mics to. Down here we have the base, which actually is really nice, and I'll go over why a little bit later. We have these Velcro strips. It has 4 of them. You can use these to attach the wire to each of these arms, so that way it kind of stays in place and isn't all over the place. Personally, I don't use these, but some of you may. And of course we have a manual. Manual is just this much. It's not a lot to go over in it because it is a very easy product to assemble. So yeah, it wouldn't take you too long. You honestly don't even really need the manual. It's pretty self-explanatory on how to assemble. But let's go over some general info, and then I will go into my thoughts with a final pros and cons list. So I'm actually not going to mention the dimensions since it's a bit weird to describe. I suggest going to the link in the description and checking the picture that shows a very detailed dimension list for each piece. It will be, I think, like the second picture in the listing for this product. The reason it's kind of weird to describe is because, you know, the length is, as you can see, it's kind of weird, especially if I extend or shorten it. So yeah, it'll probably be easier to just go on the Amazon listing and check it out yourself. It is made of steel tube and springs, which can hold up to 4 pounds, anti-scratch pads, and wide contact area to keep it sturdy at the base, which I'll show a little bit closer a little bit later. The boom arm is foldable and adjustable. It has a 3/8 inch and 5/8 inch screw, which allows it to be used on pretty much any mic stand, and the screw is right under here. And then we have a double layer pop filter to reduce noise. I'm gonna see, it's gonna be a little hard for me to kind of pull each of the layers. Oh, never mind, I got it. So as you can see, it is double layered. Most of the ones that I get with boom arms are single layered, but I like the fact that it is double layered. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. As you can see, we've got the boom arm right here. It can extend and retract as needed. It can move up and down. You know, you do want to be careful as you're doing it because it can pop out from down here. So if I pulled it up, as you can see, it just comes out. So instead of pulling up, what you want to do is pull it forward. So you want to pull it forward and move it back like this, so that way it doesn't pop out. And as you can see, I can do it pretty easily too. It stays in place well because it does have, let me see if I can turn this around. As you can see, you can tighten and loosen these if you want to make it easier or harder to move it. Oh, my wire is getting stuck around it, but yeah. So you can loosen or tighten it if you want to keep it in place and you don't want it to really move at all. And then loosen it if you want to make it really easy to glide. Let me go ahead and move my wire out of the way so it doesn't get tangled up on here. And then of course we have a screw up here as well. Hopefully you can see that okay. And this will allow the movement of the mic itself. So I'll put this at a slightly different angle so it's a little easier to see. So as you can see, that will allow this to rock back and forth. And then we have another one up here that allows the mic part to kind of move. So you can tighten and loosen as needed. Oop, my bad. And then we have the pop filter, which you can really attach anywhere on the arm. I've just attached it right here. It really just depends on where you need it. And I'll go ahead and move my camera a little bit further back so that way it doesn't get hit. And as you can see, you can just kind of bend the gooseneck on this as needed so that way it covers the front of the mic. For me, in this case, the front is this way. And let's go a little bit lower now. So let me lower my camera some. All right, that should be a pretty good view right there. So as you can see, it just twists on here, which actually I love. And the reason is because I have another boom arm, and which I'm gonna go ahead and grab actually. All right, so this is VeGue's boom arm, and this is one that I've been using for years. And let me tell you, this VeGue's one is so much better. And the reason is because the type of clamp we got here, this one is a steel clamp that will do some damage on the bottom of yours sometimes because of the way this is shaped. The shape of this is a little bit different than the one that this has. This one is steel too, but it won't really damage as much or any. This one I've noticed has damaged a little bit. Top of it, as you can see, it's a very small base, so it doesn't have a lot of contact, so it bends the table really easily, or if it's a thin table. This one has a really wide base compared to it, so let me get a slightly different angle. So as you can see, this one is a much wider base, so it keeps it more sturdy. It has a bigger base and then a better base and a better adhesive to kind of keep it in place, or not adhesive but padding. This one's just kind of a soft pad that is so small that it really just slides around like this very easily when it's tightened on. And then the reason I like this one so much is because you can turn right here. So if you need to move your mic around very quickly, you can. This one, you can't do that. As you can see, it kind of attaches here. You can loosen this some to do that, but it gets stuck sometimes. So as you can see right here, it gets stuck. So I think that's the main reason I like this, is because you can turn this, which to me is a very, very big pro in the favor of VeGue's boom arm. Let me go ahead and move my other one out of the way. And then you might notice that this is sticking out right here and wondering, what is this for? This is actually so you can put your headset here. So let's say you're using this boom arm to maybe record music or something, and you have a headset that goes along with it and all that. You can hang it right here, which I think is great. Personally, if I was to do like a podcast or something and I have a headset too, I'll just put it right here when I'm not using it. So that way I don't have to kind of put it somewhere else. So that way my whole setup is just together. And let me see if I can get a better angle. This might be a little hard to get, but here's an angle of how to loosen and tighten this. I also like that it has this little mechanism to do it. I feel like it's a little bit easier to handle than my other one, which I will show again. Oop. So here's the bottom piece of the other one. So this one has this little thing, which, you know, works just fine as well, but I kind of prefer that one. I think it's because you can get a little more leverage. So if you were to tighten it a little too much, you can loosen it a lot easier as well. So overall, I just think VeGue really outdid themselves with this boom arm. I think it is a great setup. I think the whole product is great, and as you can see, it collapses pretty flat as well if you need to save that space when you're done recording. And then let's say you do want to just take it away. You can just take this part off and leave that right where it is. So let's say you just need this table for something else, but you don't want to have to undo the entire tighten process and all that jazz. Well, then you just save your time by pulling this out, putting it away, and then this small thing doesn't take up that much space, and it doesn't look that bad just sitting there. So personally, I think that's pretty nice. You know, that's up to you though. So let's go into my final pros and cons list. Pros include how easy it is to assemble, it's really flexible, it has that sturdy base. Only real con I can see is that it might be a little bit cumbersome to take with you if you need it on the go. Maybe you go places and record in other locations. Might not be the most convenient to pack, but honestly, that's going to be an issue with any boom arm that you use, and I really doubt you'll be taking this to a lot of places with you. Plus, I just personally love the headset holder, which is just a nice little touch that I haven't actually seen in other boom arms that I have or that I've reviewed. That's it for this video. Link to this product is in the description below. If you found the video helpful, I'd love it if you could leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment below as well. Thank you for